Hello guys and gals, SeKo Starcraft, having himself a little bit of rum and mint to make myself some cheap mojitos out of a jam jar. Casting another one of my recent replays. We've got some real special treat here, because we've got Omniscient playing Zerg, once again it's been a while, versus BKT XX Zane XX. That was SKT for a second. I thought that'd been super baller if I was playing up against a former Kesper player. Regardless, I haven't played Zerg in a little while. I'll speed it up here at the beginning, so I figured I'd give it a shot, see how it's going. We're both gonna be sending out some really early scouts. Back on my side, obviously just gonna be pumping out drones. I come in and see no expansion, no attempted wall off at the front, so I'm gonna leave a drone down here to see if it's gonna be a Nexus first. We do see the probe out. I am chasing the probe. It does see my spawning pool. I come in and do see that there is a gateway now on this side, so no wall off out of him. This is usually a giant tell that he is planning on attacking you before you can attack him. That's generally what that means. We're gonna sit and duel a little bit here in the middle. I'll speed it up once again as we wait. We both turn around, though I think he would have actually won that fight. Now on this side, chrono boosting out the warp gate, one gateway pulling out a stalker, moving my overlords into position. I have this overlord coming over. I see the gates, so I know what this is. 4-gate play to the max. So for me, I'm going to be going and grabbing the gas I need for speed here pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. At some point. Anyways, back up to speed. Back down to speed. That's what happens when you drink and play too much. You have troubles controlling your speed. I did see the pylon and the zealot over here, so I'm going to throw down crawlers at the front. This is going to allow me to deflect this a little bit better. I know it's a 4-gate, no mystery at this point. I did have a drone that I was going to use for a third hatchery over here, but I'm not going to worry about that. Finally has all of his warp gates finished. Warping in. A pretty good first round of attacking units. I only have a handful of lings right now. I do have 10 about to pop. And one crawler, the second, just about to pop as well. Crawlers are so important if you're going to be holding off any type of 4-gate play. They got great range. They do tons of damage. You need to be able to use that to keep yourself at bay. 2 queens as well. Just going to keep pumping out lings. I do have... My speed is finished now, which is great. So now I should be able to get good surrounds. Lots of zealots now in this run. He does see all of my zerglings. I'm going to wait till he gets in range of my spine crawlers before I go for the surround. I do save my queen, which is really important. Loses the zealots. I was going to think about attacking the stalkers, but I'm not going to bother. Behind this, I know that he's going to get another pile out, and then I'd lose the lings that I need there. Creep spread up to the front. Another crawler going down on that side. So I have 3. This one's a little bit beat up. I'm using up my energy, obviously, to do injects. He's got a ton of bank. I don't. I keep producing lings. I know that with a 4-gate, it's really just about holding the other guy off. So I'm just going to get out tons and tons of units. If we look at the actual economy, he does have a much better economy than me. I'm producing a few more drones now. But from my understanding is that if I win and I beat this back, I will be able to go and attack pretty much uncontested because he has not expanded, whereas I have. Lots of forward pylons. I send out one zergling just to be able to see what's going on. I don't know if it's to his advantage to kill these rocks. I don't think that makes any sense for him. What you don't want is the zerglings to surround you. 2 more crawlers going down, so I'll be up to 6 here in a moment. This one's pretty damaged. I should cycle it back. More zerglings on the way. Trying to keep my injects up. This is a pretty good size army right now. Good placement of the force field there. Got both my queens and zerglings trapped up top. Good positioning of the zealots in the front to be able to take on my lings. I'm pulling back my lings for a moment just to make sure. I have enough zerglings now that I feel I can push out and do a little bit more damage. Going to get the stalker. I see the zealots come in, and I pull back once again. Lose one of my queens. Did I lose the second queen? Nope. I do save the second queen, but what I do is go for a run by. I think I have enough crawlers now to handle this. So what I'm going to do is try to even the economy out. He does kill off. I've only got 3 crawlers left, but I do have enough lings to do some damage. He warps in. 4 zealots at home, which is great. So right now, at this side, he's just going to pull back because now he's got to worry about his front. Behind this, you see I only keep building Zerglings. I might be able to take out those zealots if I do attack them, but I'm actually not that interested in doing that. If you look at his bank still climbing right now, what I want to do is pick off probes and force him to keep spending all of his time worrying about this side, where I am keep building Zerglings back at home. Holding position until he starts attacking. Now once he runs through my Zerglings, now I can actually run past all the probes. Lots of damage on those probes. I'm going to pick off the cybernetics core until he sends the zealots out to actually come in and face me. Running back around again, a little ring around the rosy. So if we look at the units now, I do have the worker lead, being able to spend a little bit of time being a jerk. Very close to getting down the cybernetics score. I was considering whether or not I should just continue to focus it down or continue to run around like a jerk. In retrospect, taking out that cybernetic score was probably worth it. And I lose control of my Zerglings for a moment. They get screwed up. I tried to run them around and they were dumb ass at their pathing. I got enough Zerglings out on this side just to be able to take that down. Some zealots warping in on that side, but he's just going to run them home. Otherwise, those units are just going to be thrown away. Building more Zerglings now. What I want to be able to do is go and put pressure back on him. I'll wait, make sure I get around the other side of that probe to take it out. I'll focus down all the pylons. I was thinking that might supply block him. I mean, he did put a lot into the supply up front. We see he's got lots of zealots at home now. Zealots obviously super immobile. It looks like he does want to go for an expansion. For me now behind this, it's just drones. I made a few more lings just in case. But now I'm just going to go for a push. Make sure I've got all my lings together. And now I'm just going to keep producing drones. And I'm going to go for an expansion and more queens. Now's the time for me to go and exact a little bit of revenge. I see that. Nice wall off at the top. Really smart. I was deciding whether or not to attack these zealots or not. I decided I will. I mean, these aren't +1 zealots, so they take 3 hits to kill Zerglings. So I'm just going to take out his army. If he pulls down his zealots, he knows I'm going to run into the main. And then he's going to be in a big world of crap. So I'm just going to make him cancel his nexus down. And then I'll wait. Still more drones behind this. Looks like he produced a handful of more units. Dangerous for him to do that. He doesn't have any sentries for force fields. I would have probably put down 1 or 2 sentries just to make sure that the ramp would be held. At this point, I'm just going to run around the map and look to make sure there's no proxy pylons somewhere. Or proxy gateways, anything like that. Moving these to the front and putting down a spore, because when you're behind, you Dark Shrine. Going for my next base. If we look at the units tab, 31 workers to 16, so really big lead coming out of me, and I'm still producing more. Gotta produce overlords because I'm supply blocked, just because I love being supply blocked. I gotta start taking my gas again here really soon. I know that my minerals are going to really start to skyrocket here before I know it. On his side, he doesn't even have a forge yet, I'm pretty sure. It's not often you'll see a Protoss player that wants to actually fall back into actually playing the game afterwards. I see him going after what I call a retard magnet to pull his units away. I'm going to see if I can come in here and get a cancel on this nexus. Trying to pull away the Zerglings on the near side. It's such a debate in my mind. Do I try to kill this or not? I decide to try to save the Zerglings and run into the main and do a little bit more damage if I can. Didn't get a kill on that. Went doing a little bit more ring around the rosy. Oh, I'm good at this game. Only managed to get 1 more probe, but killed a buttload of mining time. Income-wise, yeah, that's how it goes. Third base is now up, still producing nothing but drones. I've taken this one gas. That's really only for me because I want to move into Roach Hydra as the next strategy. I do know that I've got to get my lair going here pretty soon. There it is. Going to get both my evolution chambers because I know that I'm going to go for economy. I'm not going to go for a huge push kill. I do have more overlords behind this to try not to be supply block again. Queens at 3 bases, hitting my injects, which is nice. Throwing down a macro hatch. I've got his watchtower right now with enough links to take out a zealot if it runs in there. Keeping the injects going. Units wise, 23 probes to 56. Keeping a really good lead happening. Not even worried about building attacking units yet. 11 more drones. Throwing down that macro hatch. Lairs on the way. Going to be getting gases at my other bases. I just got to put people into those gases at the other bases. Not being really used to being in this position, I'm not as familiar as to when to take all of my gases. I think with the amount of drones that I have now, 71, I should be having all 6 of my gases taken. Crawler and a spore just over here in case. On this side, still operating off 2 gases. Still not really well saturated. Keeping that army intact. Started to build some roaches now. I think I got... well, I'm not quite supply blocked yet, but close. Upgrades on the way. I'm building another base out here because I spent so much time mining out this base that I know this isn't going to last much longer. Starting to produce piles of roaches now in case he decides to push out for a last ditch all-in. I would see that coming more than likely. I mean, he could go all the way around, but for the most part, if it's an all-in, you got to get there fast. Taking his gases now on this side. I really enjoy what this guy is doing at this point. He knows he's behind, so he's got a choice. He can go for tech, something like a Stargate or a Dark Shrine, or he can go for massive, sick, huge macro to try to catch back up against me. I've got enough drones in my mind, for the most part. I have taken my gases now at all the ones at my main base. This base is going to be finished here soon. Have all my hotkeys set up for all my hatcheries. Lots of roaches. 1-1 going to be finished here soon. And I should be starting my Hydra Den pretty quick as well. That one zealot. I'm just going to take it out. I mean, why not? Keep control of that. Oh, what else do we have going on right now? Hydra's starting to pop out. He's just focusing on producing up his probes. What is he at now? He's up to 43. He hasn't been using his Chrono Boost though. If he's going to be going for that big probe push, he might as well be using Chrono Boost. I don't know if he's really worried about getting infrastructure or this is him really just trying to make a good wall off on this side. This base is finished. So you're going to see my supply really start to skyrocket. 2-2 is on the way. Including, I should be able to get my grooved spines moved. Not enough of my drones from here. These guys should all be getting the hell out of there. Moving to this base. Man, I didn't even notice that. That's really sad. Producing more workers. They say I'm at 84, but they're not the most optimal. I did run some Zerglings in over here just to pick off some probes. Did get a couple of probe kills. And unfortunately, I didn't control my lings well enough. Did I finally move people from here? No, I didn't. Ah, that makes me so angry. Still, big army, up to 75 supply. Building some more overlords, gotta try and keep ahead on that. His gas is really huge, it's his minerals that seem to be letting him down. Lots of cannons up here. Maybe he's expecting me to stay on lings. Unfortunately for him, I am not. Going to wait for another big bust of roaches. My 2-2 should be finished here pretty soon. And then I'll be going in to do some damage. I didn't put down my infestation pit yet. I should be doing that soon. There's my big army coming out. Hydra speed happening. Grooved spines is done. Getting burrow. All the good stuff. There goes the infestation pit. And that way I'll be able to move up to higher, to... Oh, it looks like I moved a bunch of my drones, just not that many. I'll be moving up to higher tech, hive tech soon. On his side, he looks like he wants to go into robotics and Colossus. I'm just going to come down here and just start putting some pressure on this base. To just about maxed out at this point. I'm getting my Spire, getting a couple of crawlers and stuff around just to be able to protect against anything that's going to catch me off guard. 2-2 isn't finished yet. I probably could have waited for that. But at this point, I just really want to get in here and do damage before this third base really pays off too much. I don't know what the point of necessarily those force fields were. He trapped like 3 roaches. And I'm just on hold position back here, outranging all of his stuff with my Hydralisks. Well, I can't fault him for trying. I mean, hooray for force fields. I am moving into swarm hosts after this. I feel if he's going to turtle up, he's going to turtle up. I'm just going to... I was considering pulling back, just to toy with him a bit. But he GG's. He did make a good valiant run of it. 4-gate transition into going massively behind an economy. I hope that's a way for people to see that 4-gate coming, and good ways for Zerg to be able to hold that off. I've actually had really good success against 4-gates. I don't remember the last time I've lost to a 4-gate. That's always because I've been able to scout it well enough. If I hadn't got down things like these crawlers or had roaches out, I would have just lost. There would have been no way for me to keep up with that. His economy was even a lot better. Interesting game. I had a lot of fun. We will see you guys soon.